Back once again with the VinePair managing editor. That's me, Tim McKirdy, and we are here today to explore another of our fantastic bottles that made the 50 best spirits of 2023 list on VinePair. But before we do, we come at you with an important message. Viewer, every single day, YouTube viewers like yourself, thousands, millions of YouTube viewers like yourselves, go blissfully unaware of the incredible content on VinePair. And you know why? It's because they're not subscribed. So do yourself a favor here today and subscribe to VinePair's channel. Click the links, go for it, and you are not going to be among the millions missing out. Let's do it. Let's dive into the bottle. We're starting with a gin today. Actually, we're only looking at a gin today. It is a Vietnamese dry gin from the Sông distillery. And I'm going to hit you with some numbers. This is bottled at 45% ABV, 90 proof if that's your lingo. We're talking about mid-30s when it comes to price-wise. And I will say that this is more of a craft offering. This is not a gin that you can go into every single big box wine store and find, wine and liquor store, but this is a craft gin worth seeking out. I believe it's distributed by Skurnik, imported and distributed by Skurnik here in New York, where VinePair's headquarters are. Other importers and distributors are available. They just happen to be wonderful. They just happen to bring in this wonderful gin. So what sets this apart? What makes Sông dry gin different? Botanicals are what give gin its signature flavor. Sometimes they're included in baskets, so their flavor is infused through evaporation. And there's one botanical that counts more than anything. It's juniper. Juniper is that kind of piney, citrusy, peppery taste that you get in gin, and it's the one ingredient that has to be detected in the final profile by law. That's actually a law. For this Vietnamese gin, the distillery sources the juniper from Macedonia. And I point that out because it's the only ingredient that doesn't come from Vietnam. Everything else, those classics, they come from Vietnam, but Sông also partners with various different highland communities throughout the nation to source ingredients that are indigenous to Vietnam and that make this a truly Vietnamese gin. This is a citrusy, punchy, botanical gin. It's got a lot of complexity. It's bottled at 45% ABV, like we said. So this thing is gonna hold up in cocktails. But is it gonna hold up in classic cocktails? We're gonna find that out. We're gonna find that out now as we put this into a glass, give it a sniff, give it a taste, and deliver our verdict. So we're gonna start on the nose here. Again, we mentioned juniper earlier, and that's what I wanna get first. I wanna get that off the bat because gin needs to be defined by fresh and vibrant juniper. I absolutely get that here. It's piney, it's also fresh, and I know that sounds weird. I've been lucky enough to try to hold fresh juniper in the past. It does go through a kind of drying process before it's used, but there's a difference between ultra dry that might look like a kind of black peppercorn versus something you can tell is still transmitting the qualities of the fruit, the berry in its original state. I'm getting that here. And that juniper character is enveloped, it's wrapped around by this fresh citrus. It's kind of like Meyer lemon. It's a lemon that you might want to bite into. It just smells so vibrant and sweet, and you're going to be met with a bad surprise if you do so. Also the kind of lemon I like to garnish a martini with. We're really speaking to a sense of place here, which is an achievement. You know what I'm doing right now? I'm just letting this wave of botanicals wash over my tongue, wash over the palate. And I'll talk about this journey. It's starting with juniper and pepper and pine and kind of resiny green notes. Then I get that citrus again, that kind of Meyer lemon character that's sweet and vibrant and intense. Then my palate starts getting pulled in all of these different directions. There's a floral note here, there's savory spices here, there's sweeter spices there. Ultimately, we're landing in a place where in my brain, I like to make a lot of cocktails. In my brain, I'm going, not only would this pass the classic cocktail test, it would pass The ultimate of classic cocktail tests, the martini test. I'm a martini drinker. I like to drink mine dry. 2.5 to 0.5 is my ratio of gin to dry vermouth. There you go, you can have that one for free. What sets this gin apart? What made it one of our inclusions in the top 50 spirits of 2023 is it doesn't just navigate those cocktails comfortably. This gin takes them to a new level, takes them somewhere different while still maintaining their soul. That's something special. And because of that, this gin, Sông Vietnam Dry Gin, placed number 8 in VinePair's top 50 spirits of 23. And I gave this a very, very admirable score of a 94, which is pretty phenomenal for a gin. So what about yourself? Are you a gin drinker? Or maybe I'm wrong. Tell me below in the comments. Tell me about your favorite gin. Tell me, have you tried Vietnamese gin? Vietnamese botanicals? Let us know right there in the comments. And until next time, cheers. I've been Tim McKirdy, managing editor at VinePair, and this is a recap of the top 50 spirits of 2020.